Hey everyone, welcome back to Creative Callouts. I'm your host Giggila, and this time I'm joined by mini BR creator extraordinaire in the creator of Starfall Battle Royale. We have Litten. Litten, how are you doing?
Hi guys, I'm doing pretty good today. I had a day off of school, so it's pretty awesome.
No, that's always a massive W. But yeah, let's jump straight into things. So obviously, the main kind of thing that you have in terms of your maps, you have Starfall Battle Royale. Do you want to
Yes,
talk us
sir.
through what Starfall is?
So right now, I know it's been a while. It's been it's been a year since anything's come out for this map.
Yeah.
But we're on a final confirmed map. Our team kind of got like shortened. We lost a member. But me and Ash has still come together, and we're still making this map. It's been mainly me on this one, but it is fairly close to being finished, and I'm really excited for y'all to finally see this map once it's finished.
Yeah,
So I
no,
think y'all are gonna like it.
it's been really fun working on it, and obviously, while you and Ash are the main two devs on it,
Yeah,
obviously, I've still been
I get
helping out
this
for.
occasional help.
I've done about 2 months on and off help.
Yeah, which has always been super helpful.
Yeah, I did a lot of Stormy because we have announced that one.
Yeah, we have shown that one
Yeah,
off in a leaker photo.
and that one I worked. I think I did more propping than you because you had memory issue on that one.
I had a memory issue. I
Yeah,
literally couldn't prop it.
so I had to jump in and.
But don't worry, there's gonna be no memory issues on launch. It was just
Yeah, no, that
that
was a UEFN
temporary.
issue.
Yeah,
Yeah, UEFN just likes to do its own thing.
yeah. Sometimes it
Um,
could be like that.
but no, it's been really fun to actually get back into map making because the last big map I made was obviously the cancelled Starfall Chapter 3.
Yeah, and I know that
And
one probably seems weird to a lot of people that I did, but trust me, that map was a downgrade from the chapter prior.
yeah, we were also
I just gonna let you
planning
know.
to like release with like not even we were intending to release with one more POI,
With
then we
14,
yeah.
14 POIs. This
It,
one's only gonna come out with like 9.
yeah. Um I mean, we can say what was on Chapter 3 because obviously we're not releasing it. But we had this grotto POI style that we.
Yeah, that one was kind of cool. It's just
Good idea. It's just the
I
execution of
wasn't
it.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're kind of new to it, so it didn't come out like amazing,
But we still had
unfortunately.
good POIs like the
Yeah, there was still some
Idolize
pretty good. That one
Festival.
was pretty good. Festival Flats
Yeah. So
was
there were
pretty
still
fire.
good ones we made. But then we had ones like Temple and.
Yeah, some of like the weaker BOIs
Yeah. But
just weren't good.
yeah, they seemed alright at the time, but then we look back on
But
it and we're
now we
like,
look at it, and it's kind
yeah.
of. It
But
also
no,
still had the issue of being slightly overpropped.
yeah, it was still unwalkable, which is already enough of an issue for me. So let alone in the creative as
Yeah.
well. So, but no, we've gone for a lesser propping style, and honestly, on this map, I've actually gone my own propping style for the first time in like 2 years on Starfall.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think it's looking really good. And I mean, you said I
Yeah.
cooked as well, so I'll definitely take that.
Hmm.
Um, but no, it's been really fun working on it. We haven't had to, you know, cancel many POIs because you had a sudden change of heart. Um,
Yeah.
that was a constant thing that we'd always love to hear about. Oh yeah, we've cancelled a POI. What?
I know it was kind of,
I was like, we just
weird.
finished building it yesterday. Yeah, but
What's whatever.
yeah, it's like it's funny in hindsight, but because it's like we also had chapter 2, obviously. That was my first time fully working on Starfall.
Yeah.
To be fair, I couldn't work on it for like the first month because obviously I was on the laptop at that point,
Still
and
struggling.
if you can remember this, I could barely fly over from
You
Spawn
couldn't make.
Island.
I remember you could only get to Skylines
Yeah, I got to
when you.
Skylines and kept crashing, which
Yeah.
was
Was that?
hilarious.
Yeah, it was an experience though.
It's like, oh, I'm back on the map. Hey guys, I'm here. Oh, I crashed.
Yeah, you would not stop crashing.
No, but then I went on GeForce for a little bit and then PlayStation, so I was able to get around it and actually help build it.
You know, actually play
Yeah.
again.
And then, if you can remember, launch day of Chapter 2. Do you remember that
Were
day?
you able to play? I don't remember that day
I
very
was able
well.
to play that, but do you remember what happened on the stream?
Oh, that was awful. That glitch was so.
Yeah, do you want to
It
explain?
was
Do you want to explain to everyone how what that
our
kind of was?
windscreen. Our windscreen kind of broke down. So I'm pretty sure when one person went to the island, it didn't fully calibrate the fact that there was others. When the first person got on the island, it immediately won the game for them, which just completely decimated anything that was going on with the game's like starting conditions. So
Yeah,
that was
yeah, because I remember like
we
we
had
were
a
all
30 pe-
loaded in. It was
we
what, a
had a 30
lobby of
person lobby.
30? I want to say 36, but I could be wrong.
It was a high. It was the
Yeah,
higher.
it was a high number because it was a map of 50. Um,
Yeah.
and we were all hyped in the stream. We were all like, yeah, yeah, it's all looking good. The music was playing. The music was absolutely banging. Honestly, that still holds up to this day, the music side of all
Yeah.
of it.
Jubba always can cook.
Oh, yeah, Drubber is an absolute
Shout
goat.
out to Jubba because they're an
Oh, yeah.
absolutely amazing. I'm glad they work with us on these
Yeah, no,
things.
Drubber, you're absolutely amazing. Your music cooks so much better than my music.
Hmm. Your
Um,
music's pretty good.
yeah, I can still Google music, but it's not Drubber level.
Okay, yeah.
The Drubber's a whole other
Yeah.
level.
I
Um,
mean, it also probably helps to be in music. Like,
yeah,
I think you only started as a song, but still, Jubba's amazing. I
yeah,
love that guy.
yeah, Drubber. Shout out to Drubber. Oh, well,
Shout
we've
out
throw up
to
his at
Jubba.
and everything. I'm sure I've already done it by now, but um,
Hmm.
I'm sure he'll still be cooking on the Starfall we're releasing, and
Starfall, yeah, we
yeah,
actually have a bunch of tracks made for this
yeah.
map.
I
So
haven't heard all of it. I've heard the starting track though, the intro
yeah,
track.
and that one I think it's probably some of the better ones.
Yeah.
So intro tracks are always amazing.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely cooking. Um, but no, that first day on chapter 2 was painful, and I think Atch
Yeah.
had the editor up in about 5 seconds. He was like,
Oh yeah, he reopened it as we were trying to. We also had the issues with the lag because of guards at the time
yes,
too.
God.
The
But
guard lag.
I have to say, the day one update was so well done for it being rushed.
Yeah, when we had the key card vaults
Yeah,
or
you
like the
made
key
custom vault
saves.
pieces, and
Yeah, we had to make custom saves to like get around the fact that we couldn't use
the fact it
our
wasn't in the same
boxes.
location each time, it was like, that was
Yeah,
really good.
it was really sucks that it had to be so rushed. And that map, honestly, I'm not a big fan of it. It's just I fell out of love with it. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
my map rankings go our current one that we're working on, 2, 3, 1.
Yeah, I can understand that because chapter one was really,
Yeah, because
you know.
it's not UEFN, it was 1.0.
I
But
think for the 1.0 standby, it had a fairly
oh, for
design.
1.0 it was really good. And in fact, do you want to say like how you kind of started with it and started Starfall?
So Starfall was started in around like that 5 time period. I have been a VR creator since for quite some time now. Like
Mm.
I think most of my creative career has been on doing mini VRs. I don't know what it was. I was restarting a map because I didn't like how it was coming out, like usual,
Hmm.
and I needed a new name for it, and I don't know why Starfall like I don't know. It just sounded like it worked. So I just went with it, honestly.
Mm.
I yeah. I I don't even really have like an explanation for it. It's just kind of popped into my head and I stuck with it.
Yeah.
And it's been able to stick through and it's been what I've been.
Yeah, it's one of the few ideas you've stuck to over the years.
I know.
I swear, there's always like some change that just happens, and it's like well, I won't say one change that happened recently, but you did something with some of the maps recently.
Just like not
Yeah,
even.
yesterday wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I heard it, and you just said, "Oh yeah, I changed this on the map," and I was like, "What? You did what?"
Yeah. A lot of the map changed. Made a little bait post for a little bit, for saying, "Oh, chapter 6, that map is now already completely outdated design-wise.
Hmm.
Completely different from what people might think they might see from it."
Yeah, because the first version of it was like I think
It
like
was
some of
still
the
really
edge
it's
pieces were the same, but like POI layout has changed a bit as well on some of them.
yeah. They only have a layout change, but around them have a little bit of
Yeah,
a new design to make them look fresher,
yeah. It's
you know?
also like I've been doing. I'd say I've done like 25% of the nature, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Well,
Some
now,
20, 20, 20,
fortunately
25.
unfortunately now,
Oh yeah, you're gonna
as
make me
I'm
redo it, aren't you? Because you've
I'm not
just
gonna make
changed.
you redo it, but honestly, for what the bond that we have around, it's not gonna be very difficult.
So I've got to redo nature.
But yeah,
So maybe I can get that percentage up. You know,
yeah.
but I mean, obviously there is also something that I have added into Starfall, which was there in Chapter 2 and was meant to be in Chapter 3, but
It was there. It just wasn't
yeah, it was there.
never released.
But um,
It never released.
yeah,
You know,
but FCNews returns to Starfall, which I'm very happy
it
about.
does.
And I'll say where it actually returns in Stormy, which was an original idea I put
Uh,
forward for Chapter 3.
and that's where it was in chapter 32.
Was it?
So I
No,
mean,
because it got.
yeah. No, we had a building. We had a few of them actually.
Yeah, we had a couple of smaller buildings, but I thought it got moved out because we were just going for a weather station in the middle. In the old Chapter 3.
Oh wait, the snow biome one. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
it was moved up to the snow biome. But we had the tents around, where the tents would
Yeah,
follow
that.
this. The tents was set up outside the temple because that was going to be where the first story piece was, I think.
Oh yeah, that is where the first. I don't really. Sorry, my memory on chapter 3 is kind of blanked, honestly,
Oh, that's
considering
fair enough.
I don't like to really remember very much.
But I think we're doing the tent idea again. Um,
Yeah,
and obviously we have a new headquarters for FCNews. We have the new building for it, which you'll have to see in Starfall when it comes out. It is in Stormy.
yeah,
We still got to add the logos in, but
yeah. We do.
the place is made. It's just we need the logos now. So,
Yeah,
but no, Stormy is a amazing POI. I'm so glad I can be in that POI because it is a glorious POI.
thank you.
Yeah, no, you cooked on it. And to be fair, I built out. To be fair, I propped out what nearly all of the main
A good
buildings.
portion. The main buildings, yeah. I
The
had a lot
main,
of the side buildings done.
yeah. I think I could confidently say I did like 40% of the propping
A
for that
good,
POI.
yeah, you did.
Maybe close to
Because I literally,
50.
I literally could.
Yeah, I think I could even get say 50 on that one.
I think you probably could, yeah.
Yeah. And then obviously I've worked on other POIs. I don't think there's really one POI that I haven't worked on.
Except
Oh
for the
no.
new one.
No, I know one. Yeah.
There's also the new one that I'm doing as we speak right now.
Oh yes, because you're adding a new. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. You've just changed stuff. Um, no, okay, so then two POIs because I know of another one. Um,
Yeah.
but no, because we recently finished Spawn Island.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Swan Island. The
and
Swan Island's gonna stay the same after this
yeah,
change. It's just
but we've got a few changes. I say a few. You're changing up a
a
fair.
good
Yeah,
60% of the map.
yeah. Not as in all the POIs, but more as in
But landscape.
landscape wise. You're changing things up because you could never stick to one idea.
It's not even just that. I always get better at what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, you do.
And I hate to see outdated stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of my way of like, you know,
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say like what you're changing, but you had taken inspiration from things that have come out recently. And
recently. All I'm gonna drop right here. It's
actually, by the time
little
this comes out,
inspired
it won't be
from
recently. But
yeah, it's a lot it's heavily related to the reload little map that
yeah,
they put out. I'm not gonna like fully go back into that, but just know
yeah,
it's something to do with that.
it's not a full sand biome. It's not as in we're covering the entire biome in sand. But
No. That's kinda stupid.
yeah,
I wouldn't see a reason for anyone to do that.
yeah, exactly. Because I mean, this isn't like, but it would take away like the mountains and make them sand mountains, and like that doesn't make
Yeah, that's
sense to
just
me.
kinda weird.
Like, to be fair, I thought about like, oh, should I say or not? We have mountains. I'm like, what does that reveal? We have
Yeah,
mountains.
it's just mountains. I do biome reveals anyway too.
Yeah,
Like I'm gonna
exactly.
reveal the biomes out.
And it's like me saying
That might
that
actually be.
there's
I've been planning on dropping a teaser around. I think by the time this comes out, I'll have at least one teaser out for everyone to
yeah,
see. You know, give them something to kind of.
and I'm sure I'll throw something up in here as well. I'm
Yeah,
sure. I'm sure I can get the FCNews building in a photo. You know.
yeah, you definitely could.
Yeah. So I'm sure that will have either appeared or it's appearing now. I've got to do the editing later because it's impossible to do the editing while you're recording.
Yeah, I feel like that's
It's a little difficult to do.
little impossible. You know.
Yeah, but no. To be fair, we've got a little kind of off of the reload you were saying. Obviously, we've just had Chapter 2 remix
Remix, which has
recently.
been it's
Absolutely
been so
fire.
fun.
Yeah, it's been absolutely fire. Um, and I've really enjoyed it so far. I know you have. I know the rest of the team has. We've all been
Yeah,
playing.
it's been amazing.
to be fair, I don't even know by the time this comes out, we may have released one of these, but obviously I'm working on an idea called the Yap Sesh, and I don't know whether that will have
Mm.
come out yet, and I'm sure we would have talked about remix on that, so I'm sure either when that
Yeah.
comes out or if it already has, check that out. But no, we do love a good Yap Sesh in the calls, so
It's pretty fire.
so to have it actually, recorded and all that, and show kind of how we work is going to be really fun.
It is gonna be super fun.
Yeah. But, I mean, working on Starfall can also be really fun. I mean, it could also be really tiring after you've had 4 hours of working on Starfall, and you just, at the end of that 4 hours, you're like, why are we still
Yeah,
doing
you're
this?
kind of burnt out.
It's like the meme, why are we here just to suffer? It's just... It feels like that a little bit after it. It's like, jeez. But no, it is lovely, and it's like I've worked on every single chapter of Starfall, and
Well, you're
three
not
of
special, bud, because so
there's
am
only
I.
three of us who can say that.
Yeah.
So
No. No, wait.
three, myself,
Me,
you, Atch.
you, Ash.
Zero didn't work on one.
That's true. Yeah, OJ's not here anymore.
Yeah. So does that make me part of the main three? No, it doesn't. Um, but no,
Kind of.
because I worked on season 3 and 4 with you on a little bit,
Yeah.
and then I did chapter 2. Then pretty much all of chapter 3, minus like terrain stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, and then obviously this new Starfall, I keep nearly calling it chapter 4. It's not chapter 4.
It's
Um,
technically chapter 3.
yeah, it's technically chapter 3. Maybe it's chapter 3 remix. I don't know.
It's a remix.
But
Yeah.
it is weird to think that this is now new chapter 3, but then obviously we have a map called chapter 3. Um,
Yeah.
does make it a little confusing, but
That,
obviously
that I mean that's yeah, that makes sense.
new chapter 3 is really good, and it's been really fun working on it, especially since I took a bit of
Yeah.
time off, and then that was the first map I've come back to working on. I
Yeah.
mean, ignoring like me doing VA for Genesis, like that's the first map
Besides
I've
that,
come
it's the
back
first
to.
thing you've
Yeah,
done to
come back into creative. And to be fair,
Yeah.
that break wasn't long enough. Uh,
Yeah.
obviously, we had the whole mini BR community thing, which I have said
That
in
was
did you say in
yeah.
Kruti's episode, which opened up the season. But obviously, we had the whole CBR, UBR, and then CBR again thing. And then obviously, I killed CBR once, killed UBR once, and then killed CBR a second time. It was glorious.
Truly was.
And since I've
It
left that side of things, it has been bliss. Okay, no, it hasn't. But in terms of the communities, it's been bliss.
yeah.
I haven't had a single other issue since I've left that community. That just
Yeah,
goes
I
to
left that
show.
a while ago.
Yeah. But now I kind of killed off, the remaining bit of news community that was there. So, because it should just be around the creators, like yourself,
Yeah.
Jackus,
It
like
shouldn't
X
be like
Empire. It should be around the creators.
never be um should never be all big and centralized like that. That just causes issues.
Yeah. See that's the problem with CBR, and I mean it technically still exists, unfortunately, but
But they're not doing much.
they're barely posting. And even when they do, they get like 2 likes, and both of them are from the people who run the account. Um. So I mean, it's like I just really can't be asked.
Yeah,
I just I wish CBR like went away that night. That I killed
but
CBR for a second time, but it is what it is.
take your wins.
Yeah, we
I
killed it
say.
off once, but with you finally on here, I've now gone through the original 3 Starfall developers. Uh, and then if Zero ever does something creative wise and actually releases a map, I can get him on the podcast.
And that could be
But
everyone who's ever.
it worked on Starfall, yeah. But Zero, you have to release Minerva first. You've worked on it for how long? And
I,
the amount of
he's been working on it
he's had
since
more
I
POIs
started
scrapped.
chapter 3,
Yeah, he's had more POIs scrapped than you.
and that's saying
That's
something.
saying something. He has like 2 POIs on the island right now.
I
2
had
complete
so after
ones.
this change, there is 7 of the 10. So
Okay.
by this time this comes out, teasers should come out, and most of this map should be finished.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think the map should be finished by then. It
It
was
should be
annoying
finished
because
by then.
we said we were close to finishing before because
The map was like damn near finished. It
yeah,
needed a bit of
few
coastal nature and some
landmarks and a little bit,
texturing.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
then you,
I can admit why. I'm always I'm like a huge perfectionist. It causes me to
yeah,
like really want to make sure everything's top tier. And
mm,
like this is what I needed to Loki not get really devastated on how this map looks.
yeah. And also, this one's gonna have seasons. This map.
Yeah, it actually will.
Because it's so stupid to think about. You haven't had a season update since chapter 1.
I know it's insane.
Like, to think of that. Like, that is insane. I mean, Starfall still did amazing in chapter 2. In fact, I think
Yeah,
he got more plays than chapter 1 in its short
I
period of
mean,
time.
it got more play. It got about I think like 100 times more plays than chapter
Yeah,
one ever did combined.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, you got 100k in the first 5 days, wasn't it?
5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is an impressive stat. And I mean, I don't know how many it got to in the end. Um.
it's at 450,000 right now.
Oh yes, it is. Yes. How did I forget that?
Yeah,
I counted those plays towards my plays that I've had. So
yeah.
yeah. So it's part of my because I had 1.1 from Locky Studios when it was, I think.
Was it still okay?
Yeah, and then 4. Oh no, my math is off then because I have mine as 1.45 mil. So it can actually. Okay, so I suck at maths. Um, I need to update that now. I can't count. um,
That's
that's hilarious. But no, it is really fun, and I am very happy to still be working on Starfall, and
all of that.
obviously, I think you've worked on it the most,
I mean,
and then
obviously.
actually doing mechanics, and he's still got to do mechanic stuff by the time we're recording. Um,
Yeah.
so I think I've worked on the second most, maybe. Have I? Unless you got 0 on a bit more than I thought. But yeah, maybe I have got the second most making of Starfall.
Maybe. I don't actually. It's either between you or Ash, honestly.
Yeah. As soon as he makes the mechanics, though, I'm bumping down to third.
You're cooked.
Yeah, I'm cooked. But for now, at least it's a competition. Yeah, I cannot do the verse stuff he does.
Neither could I.
Yeah, he is goated at verse. And he's an absolute legend in verse. And it is like his gravity swap gun game. Like, that's
All those
legendary.
impressive stuff.
That is impressive. And a game
Yeah,
I wish he still got plays on, and
I
actually
know.
that now that's under Yap
100%.
Maps, that moved to Yap Maps now, I think.
I think it's
um
probably more plays now.
yeah, to be fair, it's weird, they move so many of the Locky Studios and Atch's maps over, I keep forgetting which is which. It's so hilarious because they move over a map and I'm like, oh yeah, I worked on that map.
Yeah.
It's like I think like 75% of their maps I've play tested and worked on, and yet I'm not part of the team. I mean, to be fair, you could also say the same thing for Drubber and Starfall, because he's worked on 2, 3, and 3 again.
Yeah.
So, because he's cooked on music, he is absolutely amazing.
He has completely.
Yeah. I remember that opening sequence of Chapter 2 so freshly in my brain, because it is
It
so
was.
good. It still
Yeah, I
holds
feel like
up.
it could be so much better. Because I mean,
Oh yeah, it still can
we've
be better,
gotten better.
but it still holds up, I'd say. Because you don't really
Yeah,
see like other mini BRs do that, because there's not one on Snapshots, there's not one on X-Ray.
but they're not necessarily needed, especially
Yeah, they're
with
not
battle
needed.
buses.
Yeah, to be fair, it's
Now the
like
battle buses are finally into play.
Jackers uses a battle bus, but X-Ray uses the Hammerhead.
Yeah, which is, I mean, Starfall will have a unique bus whenever we
Oh
do
yeah,
eventually get to it. It just needs to get modeled first.
yeah,
That's
but
the only issue.
oh yeah, no, it just takes the time. And I mean, how
Yeah.
long have you been working on this new Chapter 3?
Wait, what?
How long have you been working on this new Chapter 3? When did
This
you?
one? I
Yeah,
started it in the end of May.
end of May. Yeah, that sounds about right. Because that's about when we canned old Chapter 3, just before that.
Yeah, but I started this map before Chapter 3 did go to the
You
play.
started that before, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
But no, we still had like we still were seeing about Grotto and all that, and I still never told this to you or Atch, but there were the like zipline pylo pieces in the mountain biome around Grotto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I may have broke one of those somehow.
Honestly, I
Yeah,
didn't really care enough about them.
yeah.
I never
I
noticed.
broke one of them, and then I was like, "Oh poop! I'm just gonna try rebuild it." And then I saw it comparably to the other one. I was like, "Oh, I built it wrong. I'm just gonna leave it and see if anyone realizes." And none of you realized,
No one really noticed it.
so I got away scot free with that one. Because it's like I used the zip line and it crashed into part of it, and I was like, "Oh gosh."
Well, that's just on poor design choice.
Yeah, but that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I was just like, ah. But no, it's now like. I mean, you have worked on more maps than just Starfall. There are.
I had.
What? Say to the audience, what kind of maps have you worked on apart from Starfall?
I've helped with a few maps. But
Same here.
honestly, after that, not much.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't you also have like Grassland Zone Wars? Am I
Hmm.
recalling correctly?
Grassland Zone 1. No.
Was that your one?
No, that's not mine.
Darn it! Who was that?
That was Silas.
Yes. I was just thinking like the Starfall N videos, and like I swear that was part of it. And Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's where my memory starts to go, because obviously that wasn't the time I was around fully.
Yeah.
So I have to just think back on, like, what did I remember, if at all. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's been a lovely talk here. It's been almost like a little yap sesh.
Little
This is
yap
really, yeah.
sesh.
And honestly, I love these type of ones. They're just chill and
Calm and all that.
yeah. To be fair, you have the smallest notes for all my podcasts. You have 2 lines, 3 if you include your name.
That's, made it work.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
been.
It's been pretty fun
Yeah,
talking to
it's
you too.
been great. I mean, I give you the floor here to see if you want to shout anything out, but I have a feeling we've talked about it for
We've talked about everything
35
so far.
minutes. So, is there anything you do want to shout out? Anything you do want to say?
Nothing specifically, just saying I think y'all are really gonna like this map once it finally releases. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's some of my best work ever.
It absolutely is. That's if you don't change the map in a month's time.
Thank
But yes, thank you very much for coming on. It's been
you for
absolute
having me.
pleasure finally getting you on, because you were one of the listed for season 1 originally.
I know, and I was busy and hoping that Starfall would release before.
Yeah, and then it got bumped to chapter. Then it got bumped to season 2 of it, with it then
Yeah,
moving to talking about chapter 3, and now we're here in November.
with a completely different
It's,
map.
yeah, but we got there. We got there. It only took one PC, one laptop, and one PlayStation later, but we got there. We got there eventually. But yeah, thank
Yeah,
you very much for coming on. It's been a
you're
pleasure
welcome.
having you on. And thank
It's
you
been
all.
fun being invited.
Yeah, it's great to finally get you here. But yeah, thank you
Yeah.
all for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.